So today I want to run through 3 to 6 months best buys and regrets. So you're watching this video probably because you have a 3 to 6 month old, or else they are coming up to that age. So you probably start noticing that they're getting much more engaging. They're starting to follow you around the room with their eyes. They're starting to grab at things. They're starting to lift themselves up from tummy time, and they're getting much more engaging, and basically you're getting something back from them. So you want to be encouraging the grabbing, encouraging them feeling and touching things and looking at colors and different patterns. So you want to get them a few bits and bobs to keep them engaged, basically keep them busy, and places to put them that are safe so that you can get a few jobs done around the house. So the first thing I want to cover is activities. You are going to be wanting to get yourself a play mat. If you probably have gotten one already, I covered this actually in my newborn essentials and regrets activities video, so check that out if you haven't already done so. But the playmat we got well until she was 6-7 months. Now obviously not unattended or anything in it because they're rolling and everything at that stage, but she loved it when she was super, when she was small, when she was say from 2.5 months up. She used to hang out in it, looking up at it, and it's basically stimulating them to be able to grab at the balls and feel the crinkly noises and look at themselves in the little mirrors, and it's just all sensory. And it's a super neutral one that I got. It's a Skip Hop Silver Cloud one, and we really liked it because it suited her decor. It wasn't too mad and not too many toys in it, just a nice amount with nice color pops to stimulate her. So highly recommend that. The next thing I recommend is you pick yourself up an activity center or a bouncer. Now we got a bouncer first. We got the Skip Hop Bouncer. I just kept stuck with that brand because I knew it well. I liked the color scheme, and again they weren't too mad with too many toys that I thought would overwhelm her. It was a nice 5 toys on the bouncer, and then we ended up getting the activity center as well. So the bouncer is the one that it's a bit wider and she can bounce in it, and then the activity center is 3-stage one, so it can turn into a toddler table and then a play table after that. So to be honest with you, she's lost a bit of interest in both. She kind of roars her head off. You put her into them, she'll play a little bit, but you won't get very long because she is nearly a year now, and she is wanting to toddle around the place. She doesn't want to be contained in the one place at all. So, but you will, maybe that'll come back around again. It's just at the moment she's super exploring, so she's just starting to, she wants to walk, but she's not quite there yet. So highly recommend 2 activity centers. Personally, if you've an upstairs and a downstairs, I was able to have a bath for the first time with my husband not in the house. It was amazing. When she was about 5 months, I was I'll chance it and see. I was it's worth a try. Got myself sorted and popped her into her bouncer, and I was able to have a lovely bath. Now I was chatting to her and she was gurgling back and stuff to me, but it was great. I was able to have a bath, and it was midweek, and it was amazing. So it liberates you. You'll be able to do jobs around your house. So I'd really recommend 2. So they are the bouncers and the activity centers, one over the other. I mean, the pros and cons, I think you get longer out of the maybe activity center because the 3-stage, I was mentioning, the Skip Hop one. The bouncer then is probably more stimulating because they can bounce a bit better in it. But I mean, it's all the one really. If you're only going to buy one, I probably would get the activity center. It's smaller, more contained, and you'll get longer out of it. So there are the activity centers. The next thing I want to talk about is little toys. So I already mentioned Finnuala. This is Finnuala the Flamingo. We already mentioned her in the activities newborn essentials video. She loves her. It's she was obsessed. She still loves her now, but when they're coming up to the 3 months, they're going to be starting to want to chew everything, and this is perfect chewing. So, and it's lovely and soft. Again, you've got all the stimulating sensory aspects, the satin, different colors, black and white, high contrast, the fur here, and then the satiny and the ropey legs. So she loved it, and she does a little squeak, so she loved her. Now since then, Finnuala got a boyfriend. This is Enrico, the Toucan, and he has these feathers on his tail, or little ribbons on his tail, that she loved when I went like this with her. These little teething beads, so she had a nice chew off them, and again all the different sensory aspects, and he does a little squeak, and you can hang him off the buggy. So these kind of things they love. Colors, different textures, different noises, and things that you can hang off the buggy just to keep them entertained if you're doing, you're out and about and they're getting a bit bored, because they do need the environment to change. That's like when I was saying the different activity spots that I used to have around the house. You know, I really recommend you have that kind of plan in your head, because they get bored. You know, you can't just pop them in a chair and expect them to just sit there. Like, you know, if you're and you sit and watch TV, or, you know, no, they need to be like entertained and stimulated. So yeah, these kind of guys are handy for bringing out in the buggy with you, and just keep them busy. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is the mobile cot mobile. So this guy, it actually has like a musical thing as well, but this is the main part of it. She used to love sitting looking up or lying looking up at this. So it was another area is to put her up when I was up putting away laundry and stuff. Pop her in her cot in her nursery, which she still actually hasn't slept in, but I'd pop her in there, and that was like another activities area where she'd look up, and I turn the mobile on and play the music, and she'd love it. And again, it's something that they can reach up to, contrast the colours and the different like textures and stuff, and it just used to keep her so busy, and she just loved it. Like, I'd get like 3-4 rounds of the music, and so I'd be rough to running around, dressed the bed, doing a few jobs around the place, and she's happy and looking up at her mobile. So highly recommend you get one of these. Another thing I wanted to mention is my Babybjorn chair. We got loads of use out of it, not so much anymore. She wouldn't be very happy if I strapped her into that now. She just wants to be out and about, but until she was about 8 months, when she was pulling herself up, she loved it, and she used to just hang out in it. Now before the 3 months mark, I kind of got away without having anything activity wise on it. After that, I bought around the 2.5 months, I bought this, and she loved it. Now she started about 2.5 months, I think, tipping it, and then as she got a bit older, she was grabbing it and then eventually pulling herself up and biting it and laughing at it and chatting to it. So this is a brilliant buy. Like, I got it on Amazon. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't too expensive. It was under 40 anyway. Like, but it was a great buy. I remember thinking at the time, it's not a bit expensive for what it is, but actually it was a great buy, and it enhanced the chair for us. So we got longer out of it, and it kind of brought her along a bit. So that is that. Other things that I would recommend would be books. So tummy time, they highly recommend, you know, to strengthen their necks, and, you know, putting things like books underneath them. They can, like, you know, feel the textures. This is a That's Not My book. So we have a few of these. This is her favorite, That's Not My Unicorn, and she loves it. Now she goes to rub, you know, the mane and stuff. She loves the concept of it, and she loves the feeling of it, and the colors, and you know, they're just nice reads. Like, we do bedtime story as part of our nighttime routine with her, and they're not too long as well. You know, you're not going to be there for like a half an hour reading a story when they're that small. And she loves, this is her favourite page, the hooves, because they make that noise. But yeah, so highly recommend these books. Next book I want to talk about is called Where's My Zebra? I think there's a few of these actually out there, but the zebra one is the one that we got, and it's like the kind of safari animals, and she loves it. It's like, she laughs at it, she chats to it. But the best thing about it is it's felt because if this is paper, we have some of the paper ones. She rips it, she eats them. Like, she loves ripping and eating paper. So these guys are like pretty safe. So she can pull at it, but she doesn't actually rip it. So highly recommend these books. If you see them, grab them. So next I want to just point out my 2 best buys for sleep. The first thing I highly recommend is a Blankie. Now, poor Blankie is a bit manky. Now, this is fresh out of the wash, but it's actually a bit discoloured because she stuffs them in her mouth. I'm not going to do a demo of that, but like literally trying to, like, you know, supplement for the boob, and she stuffs him in her mouth and goes to sleep with him like in her mouth. So that's why he's kind of a bit discoloured, but she loves Blankie. So it's part of our routine. Where is Blankie? And we go, here's the best bit, the satiny bit, and she grabs him and she cuddles him, and she just loves Blankie. So I highly recommend. I think Lucy Wolfe in her book recommends like a security blanket, and it's kind of so that they don't have to have you. Now, I have to say she's boobing to sleep at the moment, but we're just kind of coming through a leap. But she loves Blankie, so highly recommend Blankie. And the other, this is an Aden and Anais one, sorry, I should have said that. Aden and Anais, lovely and soft with the satiny edges. And the other thing is her sleeping bag, which I've mentioned already in my newborn essentials and regrets sleep video, but I only use these sleeping bags. They're lovely and soft, they wash well, and they're suitable until 2, so they're still going strong, and she really loves them, and they're just really comfy for her. Next, I just want to point out another item that we found really handy. It's called a Rockit. We used it for when we were getting Olivia into a napping routine. So at your stage now, you're probably thinking about that as well. Well, maybe a little bit early, but you're going to be around 4 to 5 months kind of starting to think about that. This is handy for when you bring your baby out for a walk and you want to soothe them to sleep. So you press the button and it just gently lulls and just gently rocks the buggy. Now we had an extra adapter we got from the company and we stuck it on her co-sleeper and it kind of rocked that as well. So it was handy for nighttime when she woke up, and I didn't want to boob her every time she woke up, and it just to lull her back to sleep. Now it only worked in the co-sleeper because that was kind of, I don't want to say flimsy, but you know, it was able to move around a bit. The more rigid cot it didn't work on. So when she moved into the cot around 7 months, it didn't work anymore, but it was handy for that. Now I just want to point out we were a little bit let down by one day I wasn't able to open it, and my husband had to like hack it to get it open so I could change the batteries, and he's quite nifty at things like that. So you know, it just really got really jammed, and we had to like to do a bit of a number on it to get it open. But to be honest with you, we were kind of coming to the end of the use for it then. Like when I had her in the nappy routine, she was napping in the cot. I didn't really bring her out for naps anymore. I was bringing her out to be out and about, so we didn't really use it anymore. And as I said, it didn't work on the main cot. But if you are looking for something to lull your baby and to get that like you know, to kind of try to soothe them, maybe when you're out, if you're having coffee with your friends, and just to get that little bit extra out of them, I do recommend. It's about £40 that we got on Amazon. Another thing you're going to be starting to think about is teething, because your baby is going to be drooling and biting and chewing everything they can get their hands on. So get yourself some teething toys, get yourself some bibs. The bibs that I would recommend, my mum got me some ones with rubber on the end of them for them to be able to chew. So if you see them, grab them, they're really good. I think she got some in TK Maxx, and we got some nice Baby Mori ones, which are nice. I think they're called milk bibs. They're really big and they're nice, like you know, good soakage and stuff, and nice and soft. Teething toys that we loved. The first one is Monkey. We love Monkey. Olivia loves him, laughs at him now. She's got 6 teeth now and 2 more on the way. Still loves a good chew for Monkey, and he's you can sterilize him and everything like that. So he's really handy. Whatever it is about him, she loves him. Another one that she loves is the banana. I got him, he's baby banana. Got him on Amazon, and he's like a little toothbrush. She loves it, laughs at it again, has a great time with it, and a grand old chew. So highly recommend that. Olivia can't take cow's milk, so she can't take Teetha. So I got her Weleda crystals, and they're really good. They come in like this tiny little plastic spoon. She loves them now, opens her mouth to them and takes them. To be honest with you, I don't give them to her too much. I go for more the teething toys, and they really soothe her. If she's really bad and cranky, it's like camellia granules. They're kind of calming for her as well. So I give her them, and it's something to give her that it's like, this is for your sore teeth, and she loves them. So highly recommend those if your baby can't take dairy, or just if you want to avoid dairy. Something that I didn't quite like, it's a beautiful product. I bought this on Amazon. It's called Organic Monkey, Cheeky Monkey Organic Cheek Rub. It's beautiful product, it smells gorgeous. It's peppermint oil. This is basically essential oils for rubbing on their cheeks for when they're teething. It's got arnica in there, it's got lavender, so it's really gorgeous. But like, I can't say I ever had any mad, you know, like results from it, but really lovely oil wise, and the smells and stuff. One more teether. This is a mam teether, and you can put it in the fridge. So if you see these, get them. They love them, and you can just like, I pop in the other teethers in the fridge as well, but this holds the cold a little bit because it has the fluid in it there, and she loves a good chew off that one. So recommend that mam one. Teething Teetha teething gel. This one has no dairy in it. I can't say I had any mad results from it, to be honest with you, but you know, it's something that you can give them, but I think it's more the chomping down that kind of like helps relieve them more so than these kind of things. But you know, it's something that you can try. I'm sure there's other ones you can get on the market that are probably stronger, like the Bonjela and stuff, but I didn't want to give her any, like, I just wanted to stick with the natural stuff, so I never actually gave her any of those. And she was always okay. The odd time I gave her a bit of Calpol if she was really bad, I think like once or twice, but she always kind of truffles through quite well, because I breastfed her, and there's like breast milk has analgesic, pain relieving properties, so I think that like was my kind of method of soothing her. When Olivia turned 4.5 months, she did not want to be in her carry cot anymore. She wanted to be in the main part of her egg stroller, the seated part. She wanted to be able to see out, and she was delighted with herself then. The minute I changed, she was like a different baby. She used to be roaring, crying in the carry cot. I used to have to take her out and walk with her, and be pushing the carrier cart and have her up in my arms down walking the seafront, and I was like, what am I going to do? This is awful. And then I just tried it one day, and I thought, you know what, she likes to be like she likes to be involved and see things, and she was like a totally different baby. So then I changed her in her Ergobaby as well, and she again like was facing inwards in it and roaring, and I changed her facing outwards, and she was like a different baby. Now her neck strength was very good, so just be cautious if your baby don't feel their neck strength is like strong enough, maybe don't, but that's just my personal experience. She thinks she was just like early with that, so she loved. Now I still wear her, and she's nearly a year, facing outwards, and sometimes on my back if I have like my husband that he can put her on and off my back, but she loves facing out in this so she can see everything basically. So if you want a full review of the Ergobaby or the egg stroller, check out my newborn essentials and regrets travel video. They're in that. One last thing I just want to mention is clothes. I had loads of clothes I didn't put on Olivia because I just put onesies on her all the time. So I had jeggings for her and all sorts of mad things that I just didn't put on. So I highly recommend just sticking with your vests and your onesies and your snug suits and those kind of things still at the 3 to 6 months age, you know, and your leggings and tops and stuff, but not like things like jeggings and frilly dresses and stuff. You probably just won't go to, because you still change them a lot and stuff, and you know they're sleeping, they're napping, so you want them to be comfortable. That's just my opinion. So that is everything. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. That would really, really help me out. And that is everything. So I hope to see you soon, and thank you very much.